Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something straight. Rock bottom is not the end of your story. No, sir, it's the beginning. It's the place where the ground beneath you feels like it's crumbling and you're left with one question. What now? What are you going to do? Will you stay down or will you rise? Because here's the truth. Rock bottom is a foundation, not a graveyard. It's not where dreams go to die. It's where you lay the bricks for your comeback. Take ownership of your life. Now the first step, you've got to own it. That's right. Whatever happened to bring you to this point, own it. Stop blaming the world. Stop blaming your past, your parents, your boss, or your bad luck. Look in the mirror and say, this is my life, and I'm taking it back. Because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to pull you out of that hole except you. And here's the beauty in that. It means you hold the power. You're the captain of this ship. And the minute you decide to steer it, everything changes. Pain is a catalyst for growth. Now, let me tell you something about pain. Pain isn't here to destroy you. It's here to mold you, to sharpen you. Think of it like a chisel in the hands of a sculptor. That hardship you're facing, that's shaping you into something stronger, something greater. But only if you let it. Only if you don't let the pain make you bitter, let it make you better. We define failure as feedback. Let me ask you, every great man or woman who's walked this earth has failed more times than they've succeeded. But they didn't let failure stop them. They learned from it, adjusted their approach, and kept pushing forward. Failure is not a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. Vision is greater than circumstance. Listen to me, what you see right now isn't all there is. You may be broke, you may be jobless, you may be standing in the ashes of your dreams, but that's not the full picture. Greatness begins in the mind. You've got to see it before you achieve it. Picture it. Where do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to live? And when you've got that vision, don't let go of it. Let it drive you. Let it pull you forward, even when everything around you says it's impossible. Consistency over comfort. And hear me when I say this, greatness doesn't come from comfort. It doesn't come from sitting back and waiting for life to hand you a break. It comes from discipline, from showing up every single day, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it. Because success doesn't care how you feel, it only responds to action. So stay consistent, stay disciplined, brick by brick, step by step, you'll get there. Surround yourself with uplifting people. Now, let's talk about your circle. Who you surround yourself with matters. If you're around people who complain, who doubt, who tear you down, let me tell you, they're not helping you climb. They're keeping you in that pit. Find people who lift you up, who challenge you to be better, who see your potential even when you don't. Because the people you walk with will determine how far you go. Faith and gratitude fuel the journey. And finally, never lose faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the journey, faith in something greater than you. When you believe that your life has purpose, that your struggles have meaning, it gives you strength to keep going. And no matter how hard it gets, stay grateful. Grateful for the lessons. Grateful for the opportunities to grow. Gratitude turns what you have into enough, and it opens the door for more. Closing. So here's the bottom line. Greatness isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's not just for the lucky or the privileged. It's for anyone willing to fight for it, to rise from the ashes, to believe, to act, to endure. From rock bottom to greatness, it's not just a story, it's a choice. Your choice. So what are you going to do? Will you stay down or will you rise? The world is waiting to see your answer. Go show them. When you hit rock bottom, it feels like the world has turned its back on you. You're in the pit staring at everything that's crumbled around you, and it's easy to think this is where it ends. But here's the truth. Rock bottom is not the end. It's where the rebuilding begins. It's not a graveyard where your dreams are buried. It's a foundation where new ones are born. Think about it. When you've lost everything, when you're at your lowest, there's one powerful thing you gain: clarity. The distractions are stripped away, the illusions are gone. You're left with the raw truth of who you are. And it's in that moment of truth that you find your power. You see, rock bottom doesn't destroy you, it exposes you. It forces you to confront the person you've been and decide the person you're going to become. This is where the magic happens. Because when you've got nothing left to lose, you become dangerous. You stop playing it safe. You stop worrying about the opinions of others. You stop being afraid of failure because, let's face it, you've already fallen. And that's when you realize something extraordinary. You're still here. You're still breathing. You're still standing, even if it's on shaky legs. And if you can survive the fall, you can survive the climb. Rock bottom is a reset. It's a chance to rebuild yourself, brick by brick, but this time you do it differently. This time, you build stronger. You build wiser. You build with intention. You learn to let go of the things that don't serve you, fear, doubt, negativity, and you start creating a life that aligns with your vision and values. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be, but that's the beauty of it. Growth never comes from comfort. It comes from the struggle, from the pain, from the moments when you want to give up but choose not to. Every great comeback story starts with a fall. Every hero you admire has faced moments when they felt like giving up. But what sets them apart is that they chose to rise. So don't fear rock bottom, embrace it. Let it be your teacher. Let it be the place where you find your strength, your purpose, and your fire. Because when you rise from that foundation, you don't just climb back, you climb higher than you ever thought possible. There comes a moment in life when you have to look in the mirror and face the truth. No one is coming to save you. Your circumstances, your struggles, your setbacks, they're not anyone else's responsibility to fix. It's on you. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you take back your power. Change begins when you decide to stop blaming others and start taking control of your life. Daily Tether Death. Are blessed to have witnessed today's story. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to say, I'm this way because of my upbringing, or I can't succeed because of what they did to me. But every time you shift the blame, you give away your power. Every time you blame someone else, you're handing them the keys to your future. You're saying, I'm stuck because of you. But let me tell you something. No one has the power to hold you down unless you let them. The only person responsible for your life, your choices, and your future is you. When you take ownership, something incredible happens. You stop feeling like a victim, and you start feeling like a force. You realize that while you can't control what's happened to you, you can control how you respond to it. You can't change the past, but you can write a different story from this moment forward. And that's where freedom begins. Not in blaming, but in owning. Taking control doesn't mean life will suddenly get easy. It means you face the hard truths. It means you take an honest look at your habits, your mindset, and the decisions that have led you to where you are. It means asking yourself tough questions. What am I doing that's holding me back? What excuses have I been making? What steps can I take right now to change my situation? And it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Ownership is about recognizing that every decision you make, big or small, shapes your future. It's about showing up for yourself every single day and doing the work, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, even when we don't feel like it. Because no one else is going to do it for you. When you take control of your life, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. You stop waiting for someone to hand you a break and start building your own path. Ownership isn't just about accountability, it's about empowerment. The moment you decide to own your life is the moment everything begins to change. Pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It's the force that pushes you, stretches you, and challenges you to grow in ways you never thought possible. The truth is, no one becomes stronger by avoiding pain. Strength is built through struggle, through adversity, and through those moments when you feel like you've reached your breaking point. But here's the thing. What feels like breaking is often just the beginning of building something greater. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to rise. Pain has a way of revealing things to us about who we are, what we're capable of, and what truly matters. It strips away the superficial and forces us to confront our deepest fears and weaknesses. And in doing so, it gives us the chance to transform those weaknesses into strengths. Think about it. Muscles don't grow without resistance. When you lift weights, you're literally tearing your muscle fibers apart so they can rebuild stronger. The same principle applies to life. Pain tears you down, but it also gives you the chance to rebuild. Stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Too often we see pain as something to run from, something to avoid at all costs. But the truth is, avoiding pain doesn't protect you. It limits you. It keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, and nothing great ever grows there. Growth demands discomfort. It demands that you face challenges head on, even when it hurts, even when it feels unfair, even when you want to quit. Pain is also a mirror. It forces you to look at yourself and ask, what is this trying to teach me? Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's teaching you resilience. Maybe it's showing you the importance of gratitude, or the value of persistence, or the power of faith. Whatever the lesson, pain is never pointless if you're willing to learn from it. And let me tell you something, your struggles will not define you. How you respond to them will. Every successful person you admire has faced pain, setbacks, and failures. The difference is they didn't let the pain stop them. They let it shape them, refine them, and propel them forward. So don't curse the pain. Don't see it as an obstacle. See it for what it is, a catalyst, a gift disguised in struggle, meant to forge you into the person you were always meant to become. Because every ounce of pain you endure today is building the strength you'll need to conquer tomorrow. Failure is one of life's greatest teachers, but too often we fear it as if it's the end of the road. It's not. Failure is not final, it's feedback. It's life's way of saying, not this way, but there's another path. Every stumble, every misstep, every closed door carries a lesson within it, but you have to be willing to see it. You have to stop looking at failure as defeat and start seeing it as an opportunity to grow. The truth is, no one achieves greatness without failing. Think about the inventors, the entrepreneurs, the visionaries. They all failed, often repeatedly. But the difference between them and most people is their perspective. They didn't see failure as a reason to stop. They saw it as a reason to adjust. When they fell down, they got back up, studied what went wrong, and tried again. Failure wasn't a roadblock to them. It was a stepping stone. Here's the key. Failure doesn't define you. What defines you is how you respond to it. Do you let it paralyze you? Do you let it fill your mind with doubt, fear, and regret? Or do you use it to fuel your comeback? The choice is yours, and it all comes down to mindset. Failure isn't personal. It's a process. It doesn't mean you're not good enough or that you don't have what it takes. It simply means you haven't figured it out yet. And that's okay. Progress isn't always linear. Success isn't a straight line. It's a series of trials, errors, and lessons learned along the way. You see, failure is feedback in disguise. It's information, valuable information. It's pointing out what didn't work so you can refine your approach, sharpen your skills, and come back stronger. If you're willing to look beyond the sting of disappointment, you'll find that failure often holds the very answers you need to succeed. But here's the catch. You can't give up. Too many people stop when they hit a wall, not realizing that breakthrough often lies just beyond failure. You have to keep moving forward, even when it feels hard, even when it feels like you've failed one too many times. Every step, every adjustment, every lesson brings you closer to your goal. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. Learn from it. Let it teach you, guide you, and prepare you for what's next. Because failure is never the end of your story. It's simply a chapter that prepares you for the greatness to come. Your current circumstances do not define your future. No matter how bleak or overwhelming your reality may seem right now, it's not the final word. Success begins in the mind. It starts with a vision, a clear, unwavering image of where you want to go, who you want to become, and the life you want to create. Even when everything around you screams impossible, it's your vision that keeps you moving forward. Vision is powerful because it's bigger than your present situation. It's not about where you are, it's about where you're going. Too often, people let their circumstances dictate their mindset. They look at their struggles, their lack of resources, their failures, and they convince themselves they'll never rise above it. But here's the truth. Your current situation is temporary. It's your vision, your belief in what's possible, that shapes your future. The most successful people in the world didn't start at the top. Many of them began with nothing. No money, no connections, no safety net. But what they did have was vision. They saw something greater for themselves, and they held on to that vision no matter how tough things got. They didn't let their circumstances limit their thinking. Instead, they used their vision to break through those limits. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's a tool for transformation. When you can see where you want to go in your mind, it becomes easier to take the steps to get there. That vision becomes your compass, guiding your decisions, your actions, and your focus. Even when the road gets hard, your vision keeps you going because it reminds you why you started. But vision alone isn't enough. You have to believe in it. You have to believe in it so strongly that you start to act like it's already real. You start to make choices that align with that vision, even if your reality doesn't match it yet. That belief is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Your circumstances may not change overnight, but when you commit to your vision, you start to change. Your mindset shifts, your habits improve, your actions become more intentional, and slowly but surely, your reality begins to catch up with your vision. So don't let your current situation hold you back. Dream bigger than your obstacles. See past your limitations. Because success doesn't start with what's around you, it starts with what's within you. Your vision is greater than your circumstance, and it's the key to creating the life you were meant to live. Greatness is not built in moments of convenience. It's not achieved when things are easy or when everything falls perfectly into place. Greatness is forged in the fire of discipline and consistency. It's about showing up every single day, doing the work, and staying committed to the process, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, and even when you don't feel like it. The truth is, comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort keeps you stagnant. It whispers to you that it's okay to take it easy, to stay where you are, to avoid the hard stuff. But here's the thing. Nothing extraordinary is ever achieved by staying in your comfort zone. Growth happens when you push past what's comfortable, when you challenge yourself to do what others won't, and when you stay consistent no matter how hard it gets. Consistency is the quiet, unglamorous foundation of success. It's not about making one grand gesture or taking massive action for a week or a month. It's about showing up day after day, even when the results aren't immediate, even when progress feels slow. Consistency is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not talent, luck, or timing. It's the ability to stay disciplined and focused over the long haul. The path to greatness will test you. There will be days when you're tired, when the excuses creep in, when the temptation to quit feels overwhelming. But that's where discipline comes in. Discipline is what carries you through the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's the commitment to your goals that keeps you moving forward, step by step, even when the journey feels uphill. You won't always see the payoff right away, and that's why so many people give up. They stop because they don't realize that the small, consistent actions they take today are planting the seeds for tomorrow's success. Every workout, every study session, every late night spent working toward your dream, it all adds up. The results may take time, but they will come if you stay consistent. So you have a choice to make. Will you prioritize comfort or will you prioritize greatness? Because you can't have both. Greatness requires sacrifice. It requires pushing through discomfort and doing the work, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. That's how you say. The people you surround yourself with are one of the most powerful influences in your life. Your circle can either pull you up toward your potential or drag you down into mediocrity. You may not realize it, but the energy, attitudes, and values of the people around you rub off on you. That's why it's crucial to choose your circle wisely, because who you surround yourself with will determine how far you go. If you're constantly around people who complain, who make excuses, or who don't believe in themselves, that energy will seep into you. They'll plant seeds of doubt, fear, and complacency in your mind. They'll tell you your dreams are unrealistic, that it's okay to settle, that you should be satisfied with where you are. And before you know it, you'll start lowering your standards to match theirs. You'll shrink to fit their expectations instead of rising to meet your own. But when you surround yourself with uplifting people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in you, it changes everything. These are the people who will push you to aim higher, who will hold you accountable, and who will celebrate your wins without envy. They'll remind you of your potential when you forget. They'll call you out when you're making excuses. They'll support you when the road gets tough and encourage you to keep going when you feel like giving up. Your circle should be a reflection of where you want to go, not just where you've been. If the people around you aren't growing, dreaming, and striving for more, they may not understand your ambition. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to be on your journey, but you have to be intentional about choosing people who align with your vision and values. Look for those who inspire you, who make you better, and who bring out the best in you. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life. It means being mindful of whose voices you're listening to and whose energy you're absorbing. Limit your time with those who drain you and prioritize those who elevate you. Remember, it's not about having a large circle. It's about having the right one. Your environment matters, and your circle is a big part of that. The people you surround yourself with will either build you up or break you down. So choose wisely. Find those who will lift you higher and be that kind of person for someone else. Because when you're surrounded by uplifting people, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Faith and gratitude are the anchors that keep you steady in life's stormiest seas. When the road gets hard, when the obstacles feel insurmountable, and when you're questioning whether you have the strength to keep going, it's your faith that reminds you there's a greater plan, a bigger purpose, and something beyond what you can see right now. It's your gratitude that shifts your perspective, allowing you to see that even the challenges you face are shaping you for what's ahead. Believing in something greater than yourself, whether it's God, the universe, or the idea that life has a divine order, gives you a sense of purpose and peace. It reminds you that you're not alone, that you're being guided, and that even when things don't go as planned, they're still working out for your good. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting that the answers will come when the time is right. It's about walking forward, even when the path isn't clear, and believing that every step, no matter how small or uncertain, matters. Gratitude is what fuels that faith. When you take the time to acknowledge the blessings in your life, even in the midst of hardship, you unlock a powerful shift in your mindset. Gratitude allows you to see the beauty in the struggle. It reminds you that every step, even the difficult ones, is teaching you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what's to come. It's easy to be thankful when things are going well, but the real power of gratitude shows up when you can say thank you for the challenges because you know they're helping you grow. Life isn't always going to go the way you expect. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and moments that test your resolve. But when you have faith, you understand that those moments are not wasted. They're part of the process. They're refining you, shaping you, and building the strength and character you'll need to handle the success and blessings waiting for you. Gratitude keeps you grounded and focused on the present, while faith keeps your eyes fixed on the bigger picture. Together, they give you the strength to keep moving forward, no matter how hard the journey gets. So believe in something greater than yourself. Trust that everything is working together for your good, and remain thankful for every step, because it's all leading you to something extraordinary. Thank you.